Hey, it's Dan. Welcome back. You're watching iAllegedly. And got a good one for you today. Needed the beach, so I'm going to hit the gem streets. I'm at Pearl right now. And it's absolutely stunning out here today. But we're going to talk about layoffs, burnout, and return to office wars. And please don't forget to hit the like button. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And today we have a sponsor, Patriot Gold, which I'll talk about a little bit later. But let's get into it. Think about this, guys. Where's the worst place to be in business right now? Middle management. All the layoffs right now are happening in middle management. In a company, you see a lot of the middle managers that are the go-to guys to implement new requirements in the company, new procedures, make sure people are showing up, make sure that the rules are being followed. It's very standard that this is what's done by middle managers. You see a lot of people being called assistant managers in restaurants and things like that, because these are the people that are caught holding the bag with, the rules, making sure people show up on time, scheduling, things like that. And how about this, man? Is this beautiful out here or what? But never, ever, ever has it been a worse time to be in this position, because these jobs are being eliminated left and right. I also want to show you guys something before I forget. This place gets filled underwater. These people's house that I'm walking behind, the water in the sand comes up so high. When the tide comes up, this area I'm walking on right now is gone, completely taken out. You can tell this by the sand that gets built up here, but this is absolutely crazy that you would live in a place elevated like that to where the water could come up to your back door. So, all these people that are in middle management right now have such fears of getting laid off. It's absolutely awful. And I am telling you, if you read all the articles, everything that I post, all the different videos, one thing they talk about is, with HR news, is your job important? Are you somebody that brings something to the table? You know, you've seen all these people from Twitter get fired. 75% of the Twitter staff got fired. And Elon Musk kept saying, what do you do here? What's your job? What's so important that you do that we can't do without you? And people couldn't say that. People couldn't talk about what they did. The world is changing right now when it comes to office space. You are seeing commercial real estate finally having their day when they have to pay up. All the back rents have got to be paid. People are getting evicted. These mortgage holders are going after people and saying, wait a second, we want to get paid for these buildings that we have mortgages on. And it's finally come to that point. So what's happening with business is that people have to pay the price, and you have to see these people, cut back any way they can. Think about this. All these big companies are not making money right now through selling more product. Amazon's not doing better. So what do? We cut back. Think about this one. Meta, Facebook, they just fired 11,000 people. They want to lay off more people right now to make themselves streamlined and more efficient right now. You're going to see more and more of this in the future. But I assure you, people are fed up with office politics. They're fed up with the having to commute. They're fed up with managers that are rude, managers that are terrible. This is really beautiful down here, man. This is really stunning. I'm only taken aback. I mean, I see this stuff all the time, guys. This place is fantastic. Look at this. This is just utterly amazing. Normally, this is underwater. That's why you get this moss and this green mold out here. But you're seeing so many companies right now that are making huge changes and cutting back. But man, oh man, I would not want to be one of these people in middle management right now. Absolutely, disturbing. We're seeing so much with EV cars right now. Think about this. Tesla keeps cutting the price, the retail price of its vehicles. You're seeing such a shakedown in the car industry right now where people cannot make money that are in the auto industry. They're trying to cut back any way they can. Couple great articles below talking about the EV car market. Okay, if this interests you, which ones are best for the planet? There's a story there. The thing I got the biggest kick out of, how long does it take to charge an EV car? Guys, 40 minutes to get to 80%. What is it with you people in the EV cars getting the car to 80%? When I was broke, and I was, there are times in my life when I would put $10 worth of gas in my car and I would not fill the tank. And I don't understand you people with EV cars that charge the cars to where they're 80% full. All of these guidelines get the car to 80%. What is the point of getting your car to 80%? What about a full charge? So most of these take 40 minutes of your life to do when you use the superchargers and things like that. That's a long time, guys. It really is. And you can sit there and say, oh, when I go home at night, I plug my car in and it charges overnight. Great. Some of these cars take 40 and 50 hours to charge. That's incredible, guys. What's your time worth? Nothing? That's what I want to ask you guys. The next one is two of them. Rivian, the car company. How about this for some bad news? For them to survive, they have to raise more money right now. They have to go to the stock market, sell more shares, and raise money for ongoing operations. There's a company I want to invest in. Are you kidding me? That's horrible, guys. They're upside down. They've got real problems because they're financially, in a bad spot that they've got to raise money to continue operations right now. You should worry about having a car like this. You should worry about investing in a company like this because the future is not bright when you have to borrow money to keep the place open. Okay? Who's buying a $100,000 Rivian right now? By the way, the trucks, I don't understand those trucks at all because, yeah, they've got, you've got storage up front because there's no motor, and you've got the area underneath where you can put a ladder and all that stuff. Who would buy that truck for a work truck? I don't think there'd be a soul that would do that. General Motors right now is working on not improving their regular cars. They're working on the robotaxi and how they can make the Cruise robotaxi more profitable and how they can work on that in the future. Would you guys hop into one of those vehicles that are not, don't have a driver right now? Who would do that? This is what General Motors is working on right now. Crazy. Since we're talking electric cars, might as well bring up, I keep getting all these stories sent to me about Elon Musk and AOC. There was a thing that he should go out with AOC. And his response was absolutely perfect, personally, where, she's a climate activist, he's a climate activist, they'd be a perfect couple together. And he said, his response was, I'm not cool enough to go out with her, which was great, which I thought was perfect. I just would say that there's not enough alcohol in the world for me to go out with AOC. So as a single man, I can say this now, and no. Okay? So, the stuff that people get hung up on, kind of funny. So, share your thoughts on this stuff. You're going to see so many companies right now continue with the downward spiral. Things are not selling. Purchases are being canceled. The home building industry is suffering in such a huge way. They're having huge, massive problems right now with getting houses completed. Record pace of cancellations of contracts. People go and they buy a home, sign the contract, put, a small deposit down, and then they, start and wait for the home to be built. These are being canceled at record paces right now. As high as 68% for some builders right now. 68%. Guys, this is disturbing. It's to say the least. Things are not good right now when it comes to certain parts of the economy. When you see sectors that are having a problem, like tech, like building, like finance, like banking, you know, it carries over into everything else right now. The problem with this is that companies need to survive to get through this. They need to sell things. They need to try to be profitable any way they can. Banks are thieves. Banks will rip us off and charge us for things that you never dreamed of. Hey, you want to speak to a teller? Okay, it's $5 now. Oh, you want to cash a check? Okay, that's a fee now. My favorite is you're only allowed to have so many deposits and so many withdrawals in a month. What if you have a business and you make deposits every day? Okay, this is the criminal act that they're trying to inflict on us to get through this time. So you will see this. Take my advice. If anybody owes you money, collect it right now. Do everything you can to get it. Do everything you can not to wait on that, because if they can take the opportunity not to pay you, they will do so. Absolutely. Falling down. And remember this. People, when they're desperate, they come up with stories not to pay people or to delay paying you. When they do this, they think that they invented them, these stories. Remember this, they didn't. Everybody has seen this over and over again, and story time is only going to get worse because the economy is going to get worse. We're going to see things happen right now that we have never seen in our lifetimes. Ever, 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 ever. We're all too young to remember the Great Depression, but because of the digital world that we live in right now, this is going to be worse, guys. You will see that. With this, there's more opportunity than ever before. You can make more money than ever before if you know what to do. If you are resourceful and you work on what you know. It's that simple. This push for EV cars, this push for all the solar power and everything, interesting, okay? It's not ready for it yet, guys. It's incredibly expensive. When this stuff becomes free or inexpensive, like they try to advertise it, then it'll be worth doing. Right now, it's not. And people will write me and say, solar's free to get in your house, Dan. You can get free solar panels. Nonsense, okay? It's not free. And the tax incentives will go away. So share your thoughts on all this stuff so far, guys. I really want to know what you think about this. But again, the middle managers of the world, take a look. You know, be leery of your job right now, okay? Let's talk about our sponsor, Patriot Gold Group. Don't just sit there, guys. Do something. This is a headline from the one and only Wall Street Journal where they're talking about people in their retirement. Well, you need to take this advice. You need to get an IRA or 401k that's backed by physical metals. The best place to do that, Patriot Gold Group. Call them today, 888-330-1431. Ask them for their free investor guide. They will answer all your questions. They've got a no fee for life IRA. Plus, they can transfer over your existing IRA with no tax liability. Call them today and they will answer all your questions. Let's face it, you need to get yourself in safe haven investments. The best thing, physical metals right now, guys. People are leery about their retirement. Over 81% of Americans say that they are concerned that they do not have retirement properly figured out. You've got to take this into your own hands. Call the good people today at Patriot Gold, 888-330-1431. Let them know that I allegedly sent you. Do what central banks are doing. Do what billionaires are doing. They know something that we don't know, and that is you should be into physical metals. Call them today, 888-330-1431, before it's too late. You know, when I lay out a video, I always think of like what the theme's going to be, what the title's going to be, with all the news and everything that's coming out. And this was a close second for this video today because Open Door has closed on real estate. That was what the story is, and the story is below. Open Door is an online real estate company that buys and sells houses. They're a house flipper, but they do it online. Now, they don't do it very well. They have lost so much money doing this that you could never be as bad as Open Door. Remember that, okay? And again, there's so much content towards this that I could go on for an hour about this, but let me just explain the house flipping business because it's very simple. You buy a piece of property, you rehab it, and then you sell it for less, or excuse me, for more than you paid for it. And also you have to include your financing expenses, any interest that you paid, things like that, The idea is to make as much money as possible doing this and as quickly as possible. That's the key. Every successful home flipper that I've ever talked to has always talked about this. Their crews, their construction crews, how great they are, how quick they work, and how fast they can rehab a house and get it turned around. That's simple. Second thing is their financing and being able to turn a house around quickly so that they don't have a lot of interest expense, because that's the killer. The problem with it is right now, things have basically doubled in price from what they were a year ago. So these people are caught holding the bag. If somebody's inexperienced, or what happens a lot of the times is people buy one house and they make a lot of money on that one house. Then they go, well, heck, honey, let's go buy 3. And they do 3 houses. And this one gets a major problem in it. Uh-oh. One house has just takes up all their time. The crew's there too much. And then what happens, guys? You try to sell the place and you don't sell it, or you don't get as nearly as much as you thought for it. Well, Open Door, this is exactly what happened with Open Door. There's a great article from Motley Fool about how the stock's gone down like 65%. They've lost so much money thinking that they were home flippers and going to do this. And anybody can, remember, anybody can make money when the market's good. It's now. It's today. It's been able to sell anything in this climate today. Your services, your products, your cars, your house, your anything. I don't care if you give piano lessons. What differentiates you from everybody else? Why? Why should somebody put $75 an hour down for you? Seriously. Great question. The problem with it is that Open Door, Redfin, Zillow, all these other people that just thought they were just going to buy and sell and don't worry about the profit margin. It'll work itself out. Okay. More teachers are quitting being teachers right now than we have seen in decades because they're not being appreciated for the hours and for the working conditions. Okay? Meaning the main thing is pay, guys, the money. Seeing a tremendous amount of real estate agents quitting right now because it's not worth the grind, not making any money. Have to know how to sell right now to make money in this climate. A lot of these people don't know how to do that. So it is crazy to think about the real estate market the way it is right now. People do not want to look at this. I have people that write me and tell me that this is the best economy in 40 years and that President Biden's done such a great job and you need to ignore the inflation numbers because they're temporary. Okay. Just remember Jerome Powell from Tuesday when he was talking about that, about how it's here to stay. And if people get themselves around that and get the grasp of that, they will do so much better because that's what's realistic, guys. That is what's realistic. Inflation is going to be a problem. Your business is going to be a problem. Food inflation is going to go out of this world. You're going to see food scarcity. You're going to see shortages of food, just like they have in the UK now. Look at the stories that we get from the UK. The people from the UK that send me stories from Aldi, Morrison, Tesco, all these different stores that are missing vegetables, okay, for days on end. Hey, we think we're going to get some cucumbers in on Thursday. Horrible, guys. Horrible. Inflation is destroying everything, guys. Don't forget that. Right before our eyes. But Open Door, remember, the real estate market's closed for Open Door. Love that. Love the title. It was great. But you're seeing a complete upside down land when it comes to this stuff right now. One thing that has really helped the EV car market is the subsidies. And there is a great investor, Charmath Palihapitiya, who was talking about how with all these subsidies and these government add-ons, that you could technically see the first trillionaire that is in the EV car space because of all these giveaways that they have in the economy. You know, let's face it, Elon Musk has benefited tremendously because of these giveaways. These electric car companies, some of them wouldn't survive without these incentives. And same thing with the solar companies. You know, remember Solera? Remember that disaster? Okay. Anyways, all these money that is given away has done nothing but just benefit these people. And it's crazy. Okay? I think it's nuts. Also, one thing that's happening more and more that you're seeing is these electric charging stations. Some of them don't have the voltage set right. You know, any moron can walk up there and can damage the connectors. But there has been, you know, dozens of cars that have been destroyed by using these charging stations, you know, out in the middle of nowhere. You're driving there, you got to charge your car, just like going to get gas. You generally don't worry about pumping gas in your car, but this is a major concern with these charging stations that are actually damaging cars right now. And you're seeing more and more of this. That's beautiful. Look at this. So, the next thing is good old FTX. Think about this. The bankruptcy of FTX is very profitable. It's funny. Notice how they're finding money for these executives to the tune of $30 million a month for legal fees, over $30 million a month. That is crazy. Think about this. John Ray, the CEO, the new CEO that was placed there by the bankrupt company, he made $305,000 last month as the CEO of FTX. It's a nice gig if you can get it, guys. Let's face it. So this happens a lot in big bankruptcies where you go out and you see these companies go out of business and the lawyers make all the money. I had a lawsuit with a company called Home Base, and I won a judgment of about 800 grand in like 2003, 2004. They went bankrupt during this time. We got to sue them in bankruptcy court and won in bankruptcy court. It was fantastic. The bad guys got theirs in that one. Okay, and someday I'll talk to you guys about that. But one thing that was disgusting is it took 2 years to get our money, and the bankruptcy court paid these lawyers month after month after month, all these exorbitant fees, while the creditors got less and less and less and less and less. So the people of FTX, you're going to get a lot less money than you think, but the lawyers are going to get paid handsomely and in full. It's that simple. So share your thoughts on this. Let me know what you think about this. Have you guys ever, been paid out in a bankruptcy and seen what's going to happen with that? Because it's awful. But John Ray, I have a lot of respect for John Ray. I think he's a good guy. But these EV cars and the EV car companies, man, this is upside down. The other thing is Google. Google talked about workers having to come back to the office and how it's an office ghost town, okay? And how people don't know what to expect with these offices and not having employees work there, and it's not the same. Some of these tech companies, let's face it, it's probably pretty fun to work at. You had a lot of friends, a lot of camaraderie. You go play basketball at lunch, go, hang out and go eat. There's a lot to do. But now you got to do this thing called, work, and it's not the same. So that's what they're experiencing right now. So share your thoughts on this stuff, guys. And work sucks, doesn't it, though? So let me know what you think. And share your thoughts on this. What do you think about the FTX bankruptcy where they're getting over $30 million for the lawyers so far? I'm going to finish this video with these last few stories. And with the theme of workplace shenanigans and miserable and layoffs, you'll love this. There's a great story from Facebook, Meta, saying that they're going to managers right now and saying, hey, before our next layoffs, why don't you guys downgrade your positions? We'll give you the opportunity. And what that is John, if you don't take this, we're going to fire you. So you can make less and do this yourself and say, hey, I will take this position over here working in IT over being a manager. That's what they're saying. So they're giving these people the opportunity to downgrade themselves. Think about this. Meta has been ruthless during this time. They have gone to managers and said, who's the weakest link? Cut them loose today. Today. You cut them loose. In other words, it's not management. John, the boss, he fired me. You know what I mean? It's terrible. But this is the shape of things to come. SoFi, the bank, they've got a stadium named after them in LA that they put their naming rights to. They are suing the Biden administration, saying it's not fair about these student loan delays and the deferments for student loan payments. We want our money. You guys are never going to get your money. You have to understand that these people that have not made their rent payments, their house payments, their student loan payments for 3 years are never going to catch up with you. Please understand that. You're going to see a rash of bankruptcies happen in the next 60 to 90 days. It's going to start off. Bankruptcy is at an all-time level high. Guess what, guys? Bankruptcies went up a huge amount in January. And they were bigger in February. Kind of went under the radar, though. You notice that? So you hear it here. Now, the rumor, story, non-story that I'm going to finish this video with, because he's a total fool if this is remotely true. Tom Brady is about to unretire again. Who cares? Seriously. Talking about destroying your legacy, destroying your family, making yourself not worth anything. Go take 10 or 20 million bucks and sit in a broadcast booth and be Tom Brady. You ass clown. Okay? The rumor that this guy's going to unretire again, I'm sick of the NFL. This is one good reason why I'm sick of the NFL. Share your thoughts on all this stuff, guys. Should Tom Brady unretire again? Why don't we bring Michael Jordan back? You know what? I got a better one. Bring back Sandy Koufax. I saw him the other day. He looked pretty good. Okay? Come on, guys. It's getting ridiculous. Okay? Leave it for the kids. Okay? Please don't forget to hit the like button. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Onward and upward, guys. Don't forget we have an email list that is fantastic and you should be part of. The link is below. I will see you guys very soon.